continue. So R equals to V by I equals to, so V we know that is equals to W by Q, where it is, where since Y voltage is the work done per unit charge. So work done, we can tell it is equal to force into displacement. So force, we can say it is m into L into T power minus 2, since Y force is mass into acceleration, and S is the displacement, so we can tell it is L. So therefore W by Q, so that will be W is ml square T power minus 2 divided by, now Q equals to IT, so this will be into I actually, so that will be I square into T. T is the dimensional symbol of time interval, so that will be ml square I power minus 2 I, we can say, or you can say it as A also, A power minus 2 into T power minus 3. So it is, so the first option is not correct. And then we have the, for, so electromotive force, which is the option D, it is same as the voltage or the potential difference. So we have to find the dimensional formula for the potential difference V. So that will be equal to W by Q, which is equal to m L square T power minus 2 divided by I into T. So I, we can say, or you can say it is A, so that will be m L square T power minus 3 into A power minus 1. And then electrical resistivity, so resistivity rho, we can say it is, so R equals to rho A by L, we know, so it will be equal to RA by L. So that will be equal to R into, we have to use the dimensional formula of resistance times the dimensional formula of length. So that will be equal to ml cube T power minus 3 into A power minus 2. So then electrical conductivity, which is sigma is 1 by rho. So the dimensional formula for sigma, that will be equal to obviously the inverse of the dimensional formula for resistivity, which will be m power minus 1 L power minus 3 T power 3 A square. So therefore the correct option is option C. Sorry. So option C is the, sorry, option C is the correct answer. Then the dimensional formula for impulse has been asked. So in any of the questions, if you can't understand in any of the steps or any doubts if you have, then please write them in the comments section. We shall obviously clarify those doubts. Okay, so then the dimensional formula for impulse. So impulse, we know impulse is the change in linear momentum. Impulse means it is change in linear momentum. Change in linear momentum. So momentum, linear momentum means it is the product of mass and velocity, mass into velocity. So therefore the dimensional formula for impulse, that will be same as the dimensional formula for linear momentum. Linear momentum. Okay. So that will be mass times velocity, which is ml T power minus 1. So it is option A. Option A is the correct answer. Thank you. And then the dimensional formula for the universal gravitational constant. So in any of the questions, if you have any doubts or any steps if you cannot understand, then please write us in the comments section. Okay, then the dimensional formula for gravitational constant. So G, we know that according to the Newton's formula of universal gravitation, that is F equals to G m1 m2 by r square. So m1 m2 are the masses of the objects and r is the distance. R is the distance in between their centers. Distance in between their centers. So G will be equal to F into r square by m1 m2. So the dimensional formula for gravitational constant, so that will be equal to the dimensional formula of force, which is mass into acceleration, which is ml t power minus 2, and r is the distance in between their centers, so that will be L square divided by the product of their masses, which is m square. So that will be ml cube t power minus 2, so m power minus 1 this will be. So this is the required dimensional formula. So the answer will be option A. Okay, thank you. So in any of the questions, any doubts if you have, then please write them in the comment section. We shall obviously clarify those. And then the next question is the sum of the number of significant figures in the numbers this and this are respectively. So here the rule is that all the non-zero digits are significant. The trailing 0 with the decimal point are significant. So the first number, which is 4800, 4.8 000 into 10 power 4, it has got significant figures which is 5. Since why the zeros which are placed after the decimal, those are significant. So it means it has 5 significant figures. 5 significant figures it is having. And then in the number 4800.50, so that will have 7 significant figures. So 5 and 7. Therefore, the correct answer is option B. Okay, thank you. In any of the questions, any doubts if you have, then please write us in the comment section. We shall obviously clarify that. So here it is told that the dimensions of resistance are same as those of dash, where h is the Planck's constant, E is the charge. So the dimensions of resistance. Okay, so we know that the dimensional formula for resistance R, we know that R equals to V by I by the Ohm's law. So R, the dimensional formula of R, that will be equal to V is work done per unit charge, W by Q into I. So Q equals to IT, so it is W by I square into T. So that will be work done is force into displacement, so that will be ml square T power minus 2, since work done is force into displacement, and I means it is a square into T. So that is ml square T power minus 3 a power minus 2. Okay, so this is the dimensional formula for resistance. And Planck's constant H, we know that is E equals to h nu. We know that according to the Einstein's formula for the energy in every photon, that is h nu, where nu is the frequency of the wave of the electromagnetic wave which has been used, and h is the Planck's constant and E is the charge. So h will be equal to E by nu. E is the energy. So energy, the dimensional formula of energy is same as that of work. So work by frequency and h by E is h. Okay, so h. Okay, So the dimensional formula for H, that will be equal to, like, work done is force into displacement. So ml square t power minus 2 divided by nu. Nu means it is 1 by time period, so it is t power minus 1. So that will be ml square t power minus 1, that will be. And then E is the charge. So the dimensional formula for the electronic charge means the charge of an electron. So that will be Q equals to IT, so I into T, so that is AT. And then, so we need to divide by E square. Since H by E square if you do, then we will get ml square t power minus 1 divided by A square t square. No. So then we will get m into L square t power minus 3 A power minus 2, which is same as that of the resistance. So H by E square we should do. So H by E square means it is option C. And C is the correct answer. Hope you have understood. Thank you. So if you cannot understand in any of the steps or any doubts if you have in regarding any of the questions or in any of the solutions, please write us in the comment section. So then we shall solve this question. It is told that if C is the capacitance, C is the capacitance, so we know that Q equals to CV, C into V, where V is the potential difference in between the two capacitor plates. If we have two capacitor plates, then the potential difference in between those two capacitor plates is given as V. Okay. Okay. Then when V. Okay. Then the dimensional formula of CV square. Okay. Dimensional formula of CV square has been asked. So C. We know that energy which is stored in a capacitor, the energy stored in a capacitor is given as half CV square. So it means that the dimensional formula for CV square will be same as the dimensional formula of energy, okay, which is same as the dimensional formula of work done. So which is same as ml square t power minus 2. So ml square t power minus 2, that should be the answer. So ml square t power m power 1 t power L square t power minus 2 and then A power 0. So it will be option A. Thank you. So if you can't understand in any of the steps and in any concept which I am using, so any doubts if you have, please write us in the comment section. We shall obviously clarify that. Then here it is told that the dimensional formula of the physical quantity is m power A, L power B, T power C. Then that physical quantity is surface tension if this, force if this, angular frequency if this, and spring constant if this. Okay. So here surface tension. What do you mean by surface tension? So surface tension is the force, is the surface force per unit length. So therefore the dimensional formula of surface tension will be same as the dimensional formula of force by length. So it is ml t power minus 2 divided by length. So that is m into t power minus 2. Sorry, that is m into t power minus 2. So therefore it will be m power 1, L power 0 and t power minus 2. So here A should be equal to 1 since here it is written m power A, L power B, T power C. So if I say that A is 1, B is 0 and C is minus 2, then only we can say that the dimensional formula of that physical quantity will be uh, or it means that physical quantity will be called as surface tension if these are the set of values of A, B and C. Okay, then the next one is so if it is force, then the dimension formula of force we know that is ml t power minus 2. So if A is 1, B is also 1 and C is minus 2, then only we can say that the physical quantity is force. So It means that the physical quantity should not be force. And angular frequency, which is omega. Omega is the angular frequency which is given as 2 pi by t, which is 2 pi times the frequency, 2 pi into nu. We know that. Angular frequency, it is the angle rotated per unit time interval. So the dimensional formula of angular frequency will be same as that of frequency only, which is m power 0, L power 0, t power minus 1. Okay. So if A is 0, B is 0 and C is minus 1, then only we can tell it is angular frequency. So hence option C is the correct answer. And D, which is spring constant is like spring constant. If I have spring constant is K, we know that force equals to Kx, force equals to minus Kx, which is the Hooke's law for spring force. F is the spring force, we know that, and which is given as minus Kx, where x is the amount of displacement. X is the amount of displacement of the spring from its natural length. So where K is called as the spring constant. So K is obviously F by X. The dimensional formula of K will be F by X. So here also we should do force by length. So that will be m power 1, L power 0, T power minus 2. So here therefore I can say if A is 1, B is 0 and C is minus 2, then only we can say that uh, the given physical quantity is a spring constant. So but here it is not given that. So only option C is the correct answer. You have understood. Thank you. So in any of the steps, if you are not being able to understand in any of the steps, or any doubts if you have, then please write us in the comment section. Thank you. Okay, so which of the following is not correct? Dimensional formula of thermal conductivity, K. So thermal conductivity we know that is uh, dq by dt, that is equals to Ka into dt by dx. It means that the rate of heat which is flown, means the rate of flow of heat per unit time, where Q is the amount of heat which is flowing per unit time, dq by dt, that is equals to Ka dt by dx, where T is the so dt by dx is called as the thermal, is called as the temperature gradient. It means the temperature change per unit change in the length in the conductor. Okay, so here the dimension formula of conductivity, K, so that will be equal to heat is a form of energy obviously, so that will be heat, so dq by dt into dx by dt into a, that is, so the dimensional formula of thermal conductivity, that will be dq, which is energy per unit time. Okay, so energy will be equal to same as the dimensional formula of heat will be same as the dimensional formula of work. So that will be force into displacement, which is ml t power minus 2 into l squares, and then dx is the length obviously, so that is L, and dt is the time interval, that is so t, and dt, this t is at the absolute temperature actually, so that will be K, and then A is the area means it is L square, so that will be m, L square will cancel, so ml t power minus 3 k power minus 1. So the first option is correct, but here it is asked which of the following is not correct. Then the dimensional formula of potential V. V is the work done per unit charge. So that will be obviously ml square t power minus 2 divided by the charge, which is A into T, since charge is current into time. So that will be ml square m power 1 l square, then t power minus 3 into t power minus 3 a power minus 1. So here it is written t power 3, so I think that is not correct, but let me check the other options. Dimensional formula of permeability of free space, that is mu naught, that is this. So we know that mu naught is, so we know that permeability of free space, that is, that we can say it is equal to p square by 2 mu naught is the energy, and we know the Biot-Savart's law. We know Biot-Savart's law says that mu naught by 4 pi into, so that is dB vector, that is equal to mu naught by 4 pi into dl cross r by r cube. Okay, so then B, we know that the magnetic force, that is given as Q into V cross B. Q into V cross B. So B will be equal to force by charge into velocity, and so that is given as, which is mu naught by 4 pi into length into r by r cube. R is the length only, so that I can write it as r square. So dl, so this is also l square, so l that will cancel. So you can say mu naught, the dimensional formula of mu naught, that will be the dimensional formula of force into length divided by more of, okay, so force into length divided by charge into velocity. Okay, so force is, so force into length, that is m l square t power minus 2 divided by charge, which is current into time, and velocity is length per unit time. So length and length, that will cancel, t inverse and t will cancel, so that will be m l a power minus 1 t power minus 2, m l a power minus 1 t power minus 2. So option C also is not correct. And then the dimensional formula of RC, okay, R into C. So R into C, which is resistance into capacitance. So it should be, we know that it is called as time constant, which is tau. So it should have the dimensional formula of time, which is m power 0, l power 0, t power 1. So, but it is written t power minus 1. So here both the options B and D are not correct. B is also not correct. let me check once. Potential, okay. Yeah, so B is also not correct and D is also not correct. So B and D both are not correct. So B and D will be the options. Okay, then so in any of the questions, any doubts if you have, then please write them us in the comments section. We shall clarify those. The physical quantity Q is found to depend on observables x, y, and z obeying relation Q equals to x cube y square by z. The percentage error in the measurements of x, y, z are 1%, 2%, and 4% respectively. What is the percentage error in the quantity Q? So we have to find, actually we have to find delta Q by Q into 100%. That we need to find, which means it is the percentage error in the measurement of the physical quantity Q. So that will be equal to 3 into the percentage error in the physical quantity X plus 2 into the percentage error in the physical quantity Y. Since Y it is having, since X is having the exponent 3, Y is having the exponent 2, and Z is having the exponent -1, so you should write +1 into the percentage error in the measurement of Z. So that will be equal to like 3 into 1% plus, since the percentage error in the measurement of X, that is written 1%, so 3 into 1% plus 2 into 2% plus 1 into 4%. So that will be 3 plus 4 plus 4, which is equal to 11%. So the option A is the correct answer. So hope you have understood. Thank you. So in any of the questions, any doubts if you have, then please write us in the comment section. Okay. And all the homeworks on every chapter will be uploaded in the Sapience education application. So please install that Sapience application, and whose link has been given in the description. Okay, so the ratio of the dimensions of Planck's constant and that of moment of inertia has the dimensions of, the ratio of the dimensions of Planck's constant and that of moment of inertia. Moment of inertia, we can call it as I. You can call it like this, I. Okay, so h by I. So we know that moment of inertia, it is given as like mr square. M into L square means the dimension formula of moment of inertia is m into L square. And then the dimensions, okay. Then the Planck's constant is obviously E by nu, where E is the energy. So it will be work done by frequency. So the dimension formula for work done, that is ml square t power -2, since work done is force into displacement, and the frequency, that is t inverse t power -1. So Planck's constant will have the dimensional formula, which is ml square t power -1. So the dimension formula of the ratio of Planck's constant and the moment of inertia, that will be ml square t power -1 divided by, sorry, ml square t power -1 divided by mr square. So that will be m and m, that will cancel out, and that is obviously, this is L square. So L square and L square also will cancel out, that is coming t power -1. So that is same as the dimension formula of frequency. Since frequency also has the dimension formula of t inverse, and the dimension formula of velocity, that is length into time inverse, L into t power -1, and for time it is t, and for angular momentum, angular momentum means it is the r cross p. R cross p, it means it is the cross product. Okay, so it is length into the dimensional formula of linear momentum. So linear momentum into length, if you do, then we will get angular momentum. So that linear momentum is mass into velocity. So m into L square. So it will be m into L power L into t power minus 1 into L. So that will be m L square t power minus 1. So option D also is not correct. So only the option A is correct. Okay, so hope you have understood. In any of the steps, if you are not able to understand, then please write us in the comment section, and any doubts if you have, then also please write us in the comment section. Okay. The dimensions of the ratio of magnetic flux and permeability mu are the dimensions of the ratio. So magnetic flux means it is phi b, which is b into a, which is so b into a, which is the b is the magnetic field, and or you can say magnetic field strength, into a is the area of the surface. Then permeability mu, permeability, that is mu, that is obviously, you know, that force equal to qv cross b, qv cross b, and which is called as the magnetic force, and b is equal to field is mu naught I by 2 pi r, mu naught I by 2 pi r, which is so f by q into v, that is equal to b, which is equal to mu naught I by mu naught, sorry, mu naught into I. Okay, so force F by qv, charge into velocity, that is equal to b, which is equal to mu naught I by 2 pi L, we can say. R is the length actually. So therefore, this, instead of mu naught, I can write mu also. So mu, that is equal to force into length into 2 pi divided by I into q into v. I into q into v. So that is equal, so the dimensional formula of permeability, a ratio, dimensional formula of permeability, and phi b, that is b into a actually. Okay, phi b is mu into a, and mu, I can say it is b bl by I actually, bl by I. So the ratio of magnetic flux, the ratio of magnetic flux and permeability, this, so that will be obviously b into a by bl by I, that I will go up, b and b will cancel out, and that will be a by l. A is actually the area, which is length square, so length square by length, so that will be length into I. So L into I is the electric current, so it will be A into L actually, simply A into L. So therefore, the dimensional formula of this ratio, phi b by mu, the dimensional formula of this ratio, that will be obviously m power 0 L power 1 t power 0 into a power 1. So which is the option A? Option A is the correct answer. Okay, so hope you have understood. So in any of the steps you are, if you are unable to understand, or any doubts if you have in any question or in the solution, then please write us in the comment section. Thank you. And then the resistance R, which is equals to V by I, where V equals to this 100 plus minus 5 volts. V is the potential difference or voltage, and I is the electric current, R is the resistance, so it is simply the Ohm's law. Okay, so then I is given as 10 plus minus 0.2 ampere, and we have to find the percentage error in the resistance R. So therefore the percentage error in the resistance R, that is, we have to find the value of delta R by R into 100%, that we have to find. So that will be obviously, so V, so here the exponent or the uh, power of V is 1 and the power of I is 1 here. Actually it is V I power minus 1, so the power of V is 1 and the power of I is minus 1. So therefore delta R by R into 100, that will be equal to delta V by V into 100, which is the percentage error in V, plus delta I by I into 100, that is the percentage error in the current I. So that will be equal to, so here actually this is the actual measured value and this is the 5 volt is the error. So this one is delta V, and similarly here in the current also, this 10 is the actual value of the current, and this is the error part. This 0.2 is the delta I, which is the error in the measurement of I. It is actually called the absolute error in the measurement of I, and this 5 is the absolute error in the measurement of V. So this will be delta V, is 5 by 100 into 100%, then plus this will be delta I, which is 0.2 by 10 into 100%. So this 0 and 0 will cancel out, 0, 100 and 100 will cancel, so this is 5% plus 2%, so that is 7%. So 7% is the answer, which is option C. So option C is the correct answer. So hope you have understood. In any of the steps of the solution or in the question, if you are unable to understand, means any doubts if you have, then please write us in the comment section. Then here, if P, Q and R are physical quantities having different dimensions, which of the following combinations can never be a meaningful quantity having different dimensions? So here the rule is that, here the rule which you have to use, that quantities having different dimensions cannot be added or subtracted. Quantities having different dimensions cannot be added or subtracted. Quantities having different dimensional formulas in different dimensions cannot be added or subtracted. Means cannot be, so those quantities cannot be separated by plus or minus, means they cannot be subtracted also. Okay, so here P minus, so here P, Q and R all are having different dimensions. They are not the same physical quantity and they are not having same dimension also. So P minus Q, it is written in the option B, so we can't do that. And PQ and P into Q and R, they may have the same quantity also. P R minus Q square, that may be done in some cases. P Q minus R also can be done in some special cases. So A, C and D may be possible. A, C and D, they may be possible. May be possible. Since why? Since PQ can have the same dimension as r square or r or q square, etc. So we can subtract that. But p and q can never be subtracted, since why p, q and r are having different dimensions, it has been told here. So the correct answer is option B. So hope you have understood. In any of the steps, if you are unable to understand or any doubts if you are having, then please write us in the comment section. Then a cylindrical wire has a mass which is 0.3 plus minus 0.003 gram, and then the radius is 0.5 plus minus 0.005 millimeter, and the length is 6 plus minus 0.006 centimeter. And then we have to find the maximum percentage error in the measurement of its density. So the density is obviously mass per unit volume. So mass per unit volume, so volume of a cylinder, we know that is pi r square h, pi r square into length, we can say pi r square into a length. So therefore we have to find the maximum percentage error in the measurement of density. So we have to find delta rho by rho into 100%. That will be obviously the percentage error in the measurement of mass, which is delta m by m into 100%, plus we can write the power of r is 2 here and the power of L is 1. So that way we have to do 2 into delta r by r into 100%, means we have to do 2 into the percentage error in the measurement of radius plus 1 into the percentage error in the measurement of length, that is delta L by L into 100%. So that will be equal to, so the absolute error, this one is the absolute error in the measurement of mass, which is delta m, and this one is similarly delta r, this one is delta L that is given. So okay, so this will be equal to delta m, so this is 0.03003 divided by 0.3 into 100% plus 2 into delta r, which is 0.005 divided by 0.5 into 100%, plus that is delta L, which is 0.06 divided by 6 into 100%. So that will be equal to, so point will go away, so it is 0.03 by 3, that is 0.01, and here also point will go away, so point will come here, 0.01, here also it will be 0.01. So this is 1 by 100, so this is 1%, plus this is 2 into 1%, that is 2, plus this is 1%, so that is 2 plus 2, that is 4%. So 4 is the correct answer, which is option B. So hope you have understood. And so in any of the steps, if you are unable to understand or any doubts if you are having in the question also or in the solution, please write us in the comment section. So then we shall start solving some questions on the motion in a straight line. Look at the graphs A to D carefully and indicate which of these possibly represents one-dimensional motion of a particle. Okay, represents one-dimensional motion of a particle. So in one-dimensional motion, if I have, then at a given instant, at a given time, the position should be unique. X here, X is the position of the particle. Here, X is the position of the particle, and T is the instant, or it is the time or instant at which the particle is located at some position. So here the rule which we have to use, that which graph is possible or not. The rule is that at a given time, the position of a particle, should be unique. Position of a particle should be unique. It means that at any instant it can't have two or more positions. And here and t cannot be negative. T cannot be negative. Okay. So here we can see in the option A, the circular graph has been given. So here we can see at any given time, at a given time here, suppose at t equal to 0, if you take, two positions are there. So it is x and it is actually vt. It is a vt graph, so it is a speed time graph. So two different speeds it can't have. V is the speed or velocity of the particle. Speed or velocity of the particle here. So two different velocities or two different speeds it can't have. So it is having, V is having negative value also. So speed can't be negative. So I can say that it is the graph of velocity versus time only. We can't say it is speed versus time. Since why speed time graph should lie above the time axis only, since speed can't have negative values. Okay, so two different values of velocity at a given time is not possible. So option A is not possible. So, and then option B, it is possible. It is possible. Since why at any particular instant or uh, time, it can have a unique position x only. A unique position it can have only. And in option C, here time is negative, which can't happen. Time cannot be negative. So option C is not possible. And option D also, here time is negative also, and also at a particular time, at some instant, it can have more than two positions x. So that is also not possible. So option D is also not possible. So only option B is the correct answer. And then it is told that a cyclist starts from the center O. A cyclist starts from the center O of a circular park of radius 1 kilometer, reaches the edge P of the park, then cycles around along the circumference and returns to the center along QO. Reaches the edge of the park, then cycle and returns to the center. If the round trip takes 10 minutes, the net displacement and the average speed of the cyclist in meter per hour and kilometer per hour is respectively. Okay. Meter per hour. Okay, so 10 minutes it took. So the time taken, that is 10 minutes to go through the path from O to P it went, and then from P to Q it went, and then from again Q to O. So the entire length of the path will be how much? You have to find from O to P. This length is obviously the radius R, and the radius of the circular park is told that is 1 kilometer, which is 1000 meters. Time is 10 minutes, so I can say it is 10 by 60 hour, which is 1 by 6 hour. Okay, 1 by 6 hour. Then And from P to Q, the length is, it is 3/4 of the circle, 3/4 of the circumference. So I can say it is 3/4 into 2 pi r. Okay. Then from Q to O, that is also the length is radius. Okay, so 2 2s are 4. So the total length that is covered, or the total distance covered, we know that net uh, the net displacement also we have to find the net displacement. So it went from net displacement. Okay, so it starts from Q, it starts from O and it returns to O. So therefore the net displacement is obviously 0. The net displacement is 0, obviously, since the starting position is same as the final position. So the net displacement is 0. And then the total distance traveled by the cyclist, that will be equal to, since why we have to find the average speed, we don't have to find average velocity. Since why, if here the average velocity is asked, that should be obviously 0. Since why average velocity is called as the total displacement by total time interval, that will be obviously, since the total displacement or net displacement is 0, so that will come 0 only. 0 by 1 by 6 hour, that will become 0. But here it is asked to find average speed, that is equal to the total distance by the total time, total distance by total time. So here the total distance traveled, that will be obviously r plus r, that is 2r plus, that is 3 pi r by 2, 3 pi r by 2. So if you take, so 2 into r is 1 kilometer, so that is 2 plus 3 pi by 2, that is kilometers. So the average displacement is 0 meters, and we have to find the speed in kilometer per hour. So that will be 2 plus 3 by 2, that is 3 by 2 pi, that is the kilometer, the total distance, and total time is 1 by 6 hour. So that will be equal to obviously okay, round trip takes 10 minutes. Okay, so that will be 6 hours. So this will become 6 into this we have to do. So 6 to the 12 plus 12 plus 12 into 12 into 3 pi by 2. 2 6 are 12, 18 pi. So 12 plus 18 pi. Okay, 10 minutes. The radius is 1 kilometer. So that will be equal to reaches the, so then cycles. Okay, so it went like this. So it is not going in the 3/4 part of the circle, it is going in the 1/4 part. So it should be 1 by 4 into 2 pi r. So that will be pi r by 2. It is not 3 pi r by 2, it is pi r by 2. So that will be pi by 2 instead. So that will be pi by 2. So that is 6 pi kilometer per hour. So the average speed, that will be equal to obviously 12 plus 6 pi, that is 12 plus 6 3 is a, it is 6 3 is 18 almost. 6 into 3.14, that is approximately how much? 3.1 into 6, that is equal to 3 6 4s are 24, 6 1s are 6, that is 8, and 6 is 18, so 18. So pi by 2, sorry, pi by 2 into 6, pi by 2 into 6, that is 3. So sorry, that is 3 pi. So 3 3 is a 9, 3 1 3 4 42, 3 3 are 9. So that is approximately 9.4. So that will be obviously approximately 21.4 kilometer per hour. So the correct answer is option D. Since why? Here we got the net displacement is 0 meters and the speed, the average speed is 21.4 kilometer per hour. So therefore D is the correct answer. So hope you have understood. Thank you. So in any of the steps, if you are unable to understand or any doubts if you have, then please write us in the comment section. Then the next question is body of mass m which is moving along a straight line covers half the distance with a speed of 2 meter per second. A body of mass m along it is body of mass m that is moving along a straight line covers half the distance it is covering, that is d by 2. Let the total distance be d. So half of the distance it is covering with a speed of 2 meter per second. The remaining half of the distance, the remaining half, which is d by 2, is covered in two equal time intervals with a speed of 3 meter per second and 5 meter per second respectively. Means that half of the time here, half of the time, that is t1, here also that is t1. So half of the time that is covering with the speed 3 meter per second and half of the time with 5 meter per second. Then average speed of the particle for the entire journey. Okay, so average speed, that is equal to the total distance by total time. Total distance by the total time. So here you can see that the length that is covering 3t1 plus 5t1, since speed into time that is equal to the distance equal to speed into time. So 3 into t1 plus 5 into t1, that is equal to d by 2, which is equal to d by 2. So t1, so 8 t1, that is d by 2. So t1 equal to d by 8 into 2, that is 16, d by 16. So this time is d by 16. Okay. So total distance is d by 2 plus d by 2, which is d, and the total time is here the time taken is 2t1, that is 2 into d by 16, 2t1, and here it is speed. So time is equal to distance by speed, that is d by 2 by 2, that is d by 4. So that will be equal to 2 8 is 16, so that will be d by this is 2d by 8 I can write, so that is 3d by 8. So d and d will cancel, so that will be 8 by 3, 8 by 3 meter per second. So therefore the correct answer is option B. Hope you have understood. So in any of the steps, if you are unable to understand, then please write us in the comment section, or any doubts if you have, then also write it in the comment section. Okay, so here a train is moving slowly on a straight track with a constant speed of 2 meter per second. It is moving slowly on a straight track with a constant speed v, which is 2 meter per second. A passenger in that train starts walking at a steady speed of 2 meter per second to the back of the train in the opposite direction to the motion of the train. So to an observer standing on the platform directly in front of the passenger, the velocity of the passenger appears to be. A passenger in the train starts walking at a steady speed direction motion of the train. So here it is based on the concept of relative velocity, relative motion. So here the train that is moving with a speed of 2 meter per second, that is the velocity of the train, that is v1 suppose, and one passenger, he is also traveling with the speed v2 that is equal to 2 meter per second, but in the opposite direction to the motion of the train. So this speed is the motion of the passenger with respect to the train. Passenger with respect to the train, that is, I can say it is minus 2 meter per second. Since why, if I take the direction of motion of the train, that is plus I cap, which is the direction of positive x-axis. Suppose I take plus I cap is the direction of motion of the train. Suppose direction of motion of the train, then the passenger is moving opposite to the direction of the motion of the train. So with respect to the train, the passenger is moving towards minus I cap, which is opposite to the positive x-axis. So velocity of the passenger with respect to the train, I can say it is velocity of the passenger with respect to the ground minus the velocity of the train with respect to the ground. Here it is asked that the velocity of the so to an observer standing on the platform directly in front of that passenger. Okay, so it means that we have to find the velocity of the passenger with respect to the ground. Since why, one observer is standing on the platform which is in the ground frame, so we have to find with respect to the ground. So that will be obviously velocity of the passenger with respect to the train plus the velocity of the train with respect to the ground. So that will, so we can use the vector form actually. So that will be equal to minus I cap actually, and the velocity of the train with respect to the ground, that is obviously this is 2 meter per second plus I cap. So this will be minus 2 I cap plus 2 I cap. So that will be equal to 0. So 0 meter per second. So it means that with respect to the observer who is standing on the platform, with respect to him or her, uh, the passenger on the train is at rest. It means that he will appear to be at rest. The passenger will appear to be at rest with respect to the observer who is on the platform. So the answer is 0. Option D is the correct answer. Hope you have understood. And any steps if you are unable to understand, and any doubts if you have, then please write us in the comment section. Then motor boat covers a given distance in 6 hours moving downstream on a river. One river is there, one river there. So that river should obviously move downstream. So a motor boat is there. It can, so when okay, it covers the same distance in 10 hours moving upstream. So this is obviously downstream. Downstream means the direction in which the river is flowing. Downstream, it means the direction in which the river is flowing, and upstream is the opposite to the direction in which the river is flowing. Upstream means the direction which is opposite to the direction in which the river water is flowing. Okay, so it may upstream, it means that we have to go against the flow, against the river flow, and downstream it means that we have to go with the flow or along the flow of the river. So the time it takes to cover the same distance in still water is the time it takes to cover the same distance in still water. So when the river is not flowing, it means that in still water. Okay, so then so it will have some speed in still water. So let the speed of the boat, let the speed of the motor boat is v meter per second or v kilometer per hour in still water, and the speed of flow of the river water, speed of the river water flow is u meter is u kilometer per hour, suppose. So therefore, while the boat is going downstream, it will go along the flow. It means that v plus u will be the resultant speed of the boat. It means v plus u kilometer per hour will be the resultant speed of the boat. V resultant, I can say. And while it is going upstream, then the resultant speed will be v minus u, since the speed of the boat will decrease since it is going against the flow. When it is going against the flow, the river water will be against the motion of the boat. And while it is going downstream, then the river water flow will help it to move downward. So the resultant speed will increase. So we have to add the speed of the water flow. So now, therefore, here it is given. So let the distance covered, let the distance, here it is told that in upstream also the same distance has been covered, and in downstream also the same distance has been covered. So let the distance covered while going upstream or downstream be x kilometer, suppose x kilometer. So now, therefore, here it is given that x by, while it is going downstream, so distance by speed, that is equal to time, which is 6, and distance by going upstream, that is v minus u, that is equal to 10. And it is told the time it takes to cover the same distance in still water. It means x by v, speed of the boat. That has been asked. So from here we can say that v plus u by x, that is equal to 1 by 6, obviously. V minus u by x, that is equal to 10. Sorry, that will be equal to 1 by 10, obviously. So then, therefore, here we can see that x, v plus u by x, that is equal to 1 by 6, and v minus u by x, that is equal to 1 by 10. And we have to find x by v we have to find. So from here you can see that v by x plus u by x, that is equal to 1 by 6, and from here v by x minus u by x, that is equal to 1 by 10. So if we add them, then u by x will get cancelled. Then we will have 2v by x, that is equal to 1 by 6 plus 1 by 10. So then we can have 2v by x, that is equal to, if you take the LCM, that is 30. So 6 5 the 30, 10 3 the 30, that is 8 by 30. So v by x, that will be equal to 8 by 30 into 2. 2 4 the 8, so 2 2 the 4, 2 5 10, 15 to the 30. So then, therefore, x by v will be equal to 15 by 2, that is equal to 7.5 kilometer per hour. Sorry, 7.5 hours. 7.5 hours. So 7.5 hours, which is option B, is the correct answer. Hope you have understood. So in any of the steps, if you are unable to understand or any doubts if you have, then please write us in the comment section. We shall obviously clarify that. Then the displacement time graphs of two moving particles make angles of 30 degree and 45 degree with the x-axis. The ratio of their velocities is, okay, so we know that here we have to use the concept that slope of the distance time graph gives the velocity. So slope of a straight line m, how to find slope of any straight line m, that is equal to tan theta, where theta is the angle which that straight line makes with the positive x-axis, where theta is the angle made with the x-axis, made with the positive x-axis actually. So here the x-axis is given as the time axis. Okay, x-axis is the time actually. So therefore we have to find the slope. So therefore the slope, so for the first particle it is 30 degree. So v1 is the speed of the first particle, speed of the particle 1, speed of the particle 1, that is v1. So that will be equal to tan 30 degree. Since why its graph, the graph of the displacement time graph of particle 1 makes 30 degree with the time axis, with the x-axis actually. So v1 will be tan 30 and v2 will be the speed of speed. We are writing speed, but it should be velocity. Okay, so v1 is the velocity of particle 1 and v2 will be the velocity of particle 2, velocity of particle 2. So that will be equal to tan 45, which is 1, and tan 30 is 1 by root 3. So therefore the required ratio v1 is to v2 that we have to find, which is equal to 1 by root 3 is to 1. So if we multiply by root 3, that will be equal to 1 is to root 3. So therefore option D is the correct answer. Hope you have understood. Thank you. So in any of the steps, if you are unable to understand or any doubts if you are having, then please write us in the comment section. We shall obviously clarify those. Then it is told that a car moves from A to B with a speed of 30 km per hour and from B to A with a speed of 20 km per hour. What is the average speed of the car? A car goes from the point A to the point B with a speed v1, that is 30 km per hour, and again it returns back from B to A with a speed of 20 km per hour. What is the average speed of the car? So first we shall consider that let the distance AB, let the distance AB be x kilometer. The distance AB be x kilometer. It means that it is, while going from A to B, it covers x kilometer, and while returning back from B to A, again it is covering the same distance x kilometer. So therefore the average speed is equal to the total distance by the total time, total distance covered divided by the total time interval, total time. Okay, so the total distance covered is x plus x kilometer. Since why, while going from A to B it is covering x, and while returning also it is covering x. So that divided by the total time. So while going from A to B, the time required, which is t1, that will be, so while going from A to B, the time required t1, that will be obviously equal to the distance by speed. Since we know that time is equal to distance by speed, time is equal to distance by the speed. So t1 will be equal to distance x by 30 hours. And while it is returning back from B to A, then the time required t2, that is equal to distance by the speed, which is 20 hours. So it will be t1 plus t2, which is x by 30 plus x by 20. It's many hours. So that will be 2x by, so this will be x by 30 plus x by 20. So the LCM is 60, and this is 2x plus 3x kilometer. This will be in kilometer per hour. So that will be 2x by, this will be 5x, and 60 will go up, much kilometer per hour. So x and x will get cancelled. So 12 5s are 60, so 12 2s are 24 kilometer per hour. So therefore the average speed of the car in the entire journey from going from A to B and then again returning back to A, that is 24 km per hour. So the option D is the correct answer. Hope you have understood. Thank you. So in any questions, any steps if you are unable to understand, or any doubts if you have, then please write us in the comment section. We shall obviously clarify those. So then here it is told a body starts from rest and moves with constant acceleration for t seconds. Starts from rest, it means u equal to 0. Constant acceleration a is there for t second. This is for t seconds. It travels distance x1 in the first half of the time. It means x1 it covers in t by 2 seconds, and x2 in the next half of the time, x2 in the next t by 2 seconds. Then we have to find what is the relation in between x2 and x1. So x1 is obviously equal to, it covers in time t by 2 seconds. We know that s is equal to ut plus half at square, which you know. The displacement covered in constant, under constant acceleration, is given as ut plus half at square, where u is the initial velocity and a is the constant acceleration, and s is the amount of displacement which it covers in the time interval t. So that will be x1 is in t by 2 seconds, so that will be u into t by 2 plus half a into t by 2 whole square. So u is 0, so it will come only half a into t square by 4, so that is at square by 8. And then x2 is obviously, so we can say that actually x2 plus x1, that is actually the total displacement in the time t. So that is obviously ut plus half at square. So this is, u is 0, so simply I can say half at square. So therefore x2 will be equal to, so x2 plus x1, that is equal to actually at square by 8. So this I can write at square by 8 into 4. That means it is equal to 4x1 obviously. So this is equal to 4x1. So I can tell that x2 will be equal to 3x1. So option A is the correct answer. Hope you have understood. Thank you. In any of the steps, if you are unable to understand, or any doubts if you have regarding any question or in the solution, then please write us in the comment section. We'll obviously clarify those. And then the velocity time graph for two bodies A and B are shown. Then the acceleration of A and B are in the ratio. So the velocity of the body A, that is equal to tan 25, which is the slope of the graph for the graph of velocity time graph. So sorry, it is, first we shall tell the rule. Rule is what? Rule is that the acceleration is the slope of the velocity time graph. Acceleration is the slope of, how to find the acceleration is the slope of velocity time graph. Excuse me. Acceleration is the slope of velocity time graph. So the acceleration of the body A, that will be equal to tan 25 degree, and the acceleration of the body B, that will be equal to tan 90 minus 40 degree. Since why, here we should take only that angle which it makes with the time axis. Okay, so that will be tan 50 degree. So therefore the ratio of the of the body A to the body B, that is equal to tan 25 is to tan 50. Tan 25 is to tan 50. So it is option A. Option A is the correct answer. Hope you have understood. Thank you. So in any of the steps or in the question or in the solution, anything if you are unable to understand or any doubts if you have, then please write us in the comment section. Then it is told body falls freely for 10 seconds. A body falls freely for 10 seconds. Time is 10 seconds. Its average velocity during its journey is, okay. So it is obviously an accelerated, a uniformly accelerated motion here. So it is s equal to ut plus half at square can be used. Since why, the acceleration is constant. So here the acceleration is equal to g actually. G, which is the acceleration due to gravity. Acceleration due to gravity, which is equal to 9.8 meter per second square. So this, with this constant acceleration, the body will fall freely. G is the constant acceleration under free fall. Always we should know this, that under free fall, Under free fall, the acceleration is always constant, which is given as g, which is 9.8 meter per second square. And t for the time interval for which the body is falling, that is t, which is 10 seconds. So the average velocity is the total displacement by the total time interval. Total displacement by the total time interval. Okay. So total displacement is ut plus half at square, half gt square actually, divided by t, divided by t. So that will be u plus half gt. This is the average velocity. So here it is falling freely, so it we should assume that it starts from rest. So that will be obviously half gt. So that will be half into here we have to take g as 10. It is told we should not take 9.8. So if it is not given, then we should take g as 9.8. But here since g has been given as 10, so you should take that only. So half into g into t. T is also 10 here. So 100 by 2, that is 50 meter per second. 50 meter per second. So option C is the correct answer. Hope you have understood the concept. Thank you. So in any of the steps, if you are unable to understand or any doubts if you have in the question or in the solution, then please write us in the comment section. We shall obviously clarify those. Okay, so then here a car moving with a velocity 20 meter per second is stopped in a distance of 40 meters. The same car is traveling with double the velocity, the distance traveled by it for same retardation. So here it is based on retardation. Retardation means negative acceleration. Retardation means negative acceleration. It means negative acceleration. It means that the acceleration which is acting opposite to the velocity, acceleration which is acting opposite to the velocity of the object, of the body, acceleration which is acting opposite to the velocity of the body, opposite to the velocity of the body. So acceleration, simply I can take it as a only. So the initial velocity of the car, that is 20 meter per second, and it is stopped. So the stopped in a distance of 40 meters. So s, the displacement is 40 meter here, and therefore we can say that s is equal to ut plus half at square, or we can say v square equal to u square plus 2as actually. Since v square equal to u square plus 2as only we should use. Since why? The final velocity of the car when it stops, that is 0. When it stops, the velocity of the car will be 0. So final velocity is 0. So 0 square equal to 20 square plus 2a into s, which is 40. So therefore we can say 80a, that is equal to minus 400. So 0 0 will cancel, 5 8s are 40. So the retardation is 5, or the acceleration is minus 5 meter per second square, or we can say that the retardation is 5. So if the same car is traveling at double the velocity, it means that here it is told if u is 40 meter per second, then what should be, then the distance traveled by 8 under same retardation, then s dash, that we have to find. So if u dash is 40, so therefore u dash equal to 40, then we have to find, then, and s dash we have to find, if acceleration is minus 5 meter per second square, means the retardation is remaining the same, then what will be the distance after which the car will stop. So therefore here also you can write so v square will be equal to u dash square plus 2a into s dash. So s dash will be equal to v square minus u dash square by 2a. So v is 0 only since the car stops. 0 square minus 40 square by 2 into minus 5. So that will be minus, this will be 4 4 16, so 1600 divided by minus 10. So that will be 160. So then the car will stop at 160 meter. 160 meters. So the option D is the correct answer. Hope you have understood. Thank you. In any of the steps, if you are unable to understand, or any doubts if you have regarding the question or in the solution, then please write us in the comment section. Then it is told here that a particle shows the distance time curve as shown in the figure. The maximum instantaneous velocity of the particle is around the point. The maximum instantaneous velocity of the particle is around the point. Particle shows distance time graph. Okay, the maximum instantaneous velocity. So instantaneous velocity will be instantaneous. We have to use this rule actually here. The instantaneous velocity, that will be equal to the slope of the distance time graph. Slope of the distance time graph. Slope of, so we have to use the slope of the tangent at any point on the distance time graph. We should use the tangent actually. So here, so it means that the higher angle it will make with the time axis, the higher slope it will have, and then the higher instantaneous velocity only it will have. So here the graph is somewhat like this. So at the point S, the slope of the one tangent if we draw at the point S, then it will make a very less angle with the time axis. It is D versus T. So, and at point R, the tangent will be somewhat like this, and at point Q the tangent will be somewhat like this, and at point P the tangent will be like this. So the highest slope that the tangent is making, it is at the point R. At point R only, the tangent to the curve is making the highest angle with the time axis. So this theta is maximum, but this is less than this. These angles are lesser obviously. So therefore at point R, okay, so then yeah, so at the point R only, the tangent is making the highest angle. The tangent is making the highest angle. The tangent is making the highest angle with the time axis. So option C is the correct answer. Since why? The tangent is making the highest angle with the time axis, so it means that it is having the highest slope, and slope is highest, it means the instantaneous velocity at the point R is highest. This is maximum, at the VR is maximum. Option C is the correct answer. So hope you have understood. Thank you. So in any steps of the solution or in the question, any doubts if you have, then please write us in the comment section. Then the given graph shows the variation of velocity v with position x for a particle moving along a straight line. Which of the following graphs shows the variation of acceleration with position x? So we know that v square equal to u square plus 2ax, 2ax minus x naught. So where x minus x naught is the displacement. So now here, so it means that v should be proportional to root x if acceleration is constant. But here, so v square equal to u square plus 2ax minus x naught, it is applicable only if a is constant. So if a is constant, then I can say that the velocity v should be proportional to the square root of the x, which is the position. So if I can say that the velocity is proportional to the square root of the uh, position of a particle, then only we can say that acceleration is constant. So here v is like a linear function of x. We can say v is like something a minus bx, like this. It is in this format, where a and b are some, we can say that like a1 or like c minus bx, in this where c and b are some constants. So then the acceleration with position that we have to find. So c minus bx in this form, since here velocity is a linear function of x, linear function of x. So here acceleration means we can say it is v dv by dx. So dv by dx from here, if we find dv by dx will be equal to minus b. So v is equal to c minus bx into minus b. So if it will be like minus bc plus b square x. So it will be like b square x minus bc. So it's bc. So it is like so a is also, acceleration should be also a linear function of x, and the intercept should be negative. Here the intercept is having positive value. Intercept is positive. Here we are saying that b and c are some positive constants. Actually b and c are positive constants. So here bc is a positive constant, so the intercept should be negative. So it should start from like this here, and it should be like this. So it means that option A is the correct answer. Option A is the correct answer. Means the acceleration varies linearly with x, and the intercept is it means the y-intercept is negative. So it should start like this, and the slope is positive, means it is having a positive slope, and y-intercept is negative. So the graph should be somewhat like this. So hope you have understood this. Thank you. So any steps in the solution or in the question, if you are unable to understand, or any doubts if you have, then please write us in the comment section. Then okay, so then we shall solve the last question of our live class. So it is told that at a metro station, a girl walks up a stationary escalator in 20 seconds. If she remains stationary on the escalator, then the escalator takes her up in 20 seconds. Okay, so one escalator is there, okay, walks up in the stationary escalator. So the speed of the girl in a stationary escalator, that is 20 seconds. No, the time she takes, that is 20 seconds. Let's say it is t1, her speed is v. So the length which she will cover while going up, that length is suppose L. So speed by so length by speed means time. We know that time is equal to distance by speed. Time covered, time is equal to distance by speed. So that will be equal to L by V. So that is equal to T1 here. And she remains stationary on the escalator, then the okay okay, so it means that let the speed of the escalator, the speed of the escalator is u, speed of escalator that is u, so therefore the time will take, so that is L by V plus u. Since why, when the escalator will also, she, if she remains stationary on the escalator, so and she is not moving, then L by u, that is 30. So here we have to find the time taken by her to walk up on the moving accelerator. It means we have to find L by V plus U, that we have to find. So L by U, that is 30, and L by V, that is equal to 20, which is given here. So from here we can say V by L, that is equal to 1 by 20, and from here U by L, that is equal to 1 by 30. So we can say that V by L plus U by L, that is equal to 1 by 30 plus 1 by 20. So if we solve it, then the LCM is 60, and this will be 2 plus 3, that is 5 by 60, is 12, 1 by 12. So therefore it is V plus U by L, that is equal to 1 by 12. So L plus L by V plus U, that will be 12. So it means that the time taken by her to walk up on the moving escalator, it means that when the escalator will also move up and she will also walk with the same speed, then the time required to cover the same length while going up, that is 12 seconds. So option A is the correct answer. So hope you have understood all the questions. So any doubts if you have regarding any question or in the solution, then please write us in the comments section. So we shall solve those and clarify all your uh, questions. So thank you. Thank you very much.